Hi, guys, and welcome back to the FPL Duo. We hope everyone is having a good week so far. And yeah, welcome to the team selection video for Game Week 15. So this is the video where we talk about our teams, transfers, captain picks, all that stuff. But before we get into all of that, how you doing, Jordan?
Yeah, I'm all good. Hope everyone's having a nice evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever you're watching the stream from. And yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, so yeah, Game Week 15 is now upon us. Only 2 game weeks left before we break up for the World Cup, so it's going very quickly. I'm actually looking forward to the World Cup, so yeah, 2 game weeks left. So let's bring up our teams. We are doing a review for Game Week 14, as always. So we are gonna bring up our teams for Game Week 14. So just bear with me for the the top where it says Game Week 13. So it's meant to be the Game Week 14, I believe. But yeah, let me just quickly go ahead and what the plans are in terms of the players that we selected that week. So yeah, it is a Game Week 4. Sorry, that just threw me off. It's a Game Week 14 team. So yeah, 61 points for Game Week 14. Let's just quickly discuss how I've done. So yeah, I'm gonna go through it quickly because we did already discuss this on the knee-jerk stream. So Guaita in goal, 9 points. Very happy to see him get a clean sheet for me, which was good to see. Obviously get the bonus points and 4 saves as well. So yeah, nice to see Palace finally paying off. And then I had the back three of Fabian Schär, Trent, and Cancelo. Fabian Schär and Cancelo both got clean sheets, so that was good to see. Yeah, very happy there. Trent again letting me down this week with 2 points. Liverpool conceding 2 goals to Leeds, which probably no one saw coming. But yeah, Liverpool haven't improved in that area so far, and yeah, no clean sheet for Liverpool. Moving on to the midfield 5. I did go Salah captain. He did score against Leeds in the loss, the 2-1 loss. But I was happy to see him finally score. It did pay off going Salah captain. So yeah, 14 points, and I was quite happy that finally he gets on the score sheet after a disappointing start to the season, probably for Liverpool and Salah. Moving on to the rest of the midfield, it doesn't really get much better. Zaha blanks, Andreas blanked, Saka, I believe, got an assist and then went off injured, which was annoying in that 5-0 win for Arsenal. And then maybe if he stayed onto the pitch, he could have done a lot better for me. So yeah, 4 points for Saka. Martinelli does a lot better for my midfield, 8 points. He did get the goal and the clean sheet point. So 8-pointer for Martinelli, which I was quite happy to see. And yeah, but that was my midfield really. Other than Salah and Martinelli, Saka, that's basically a blank for me, getting the 4 points, very disappointing. But obviously he went off injured. Then up front, I had Mitrovic, who also blanked against Everton. I think it was a 0-0. So nothing really exciting there. And Haaland did miss out. He wasn't in the squad for their win against Leicester. So as you guys can see, Gurhi is first on my bench. So Gurhi did come in for Haaland for 6 points. So total points, 61 points for game week 14. And yeah, that leaves me with a rank at 1.4 million. I believe it was a small red arrow for me that week. So yeah, that's not getting much better. So red arrow again and 61 points all out. Let's move on to your game week 14 team, Jordan. Just quickly recap how you done in game week 14.
Okay, so start off with the goalkeeper Raya, who got the 3 points, just 1 save point plus the 2 points for playing full 90 minutes. And that's about it for that game with Brentford. It was a bit lacking of a lot of quality and goals, but yes, it did end 1-1, I believe, against Southampton. Moving on to midfield, defence. Trippier, this is becoming a very long habit, but he got 11 points for his assist, a clean sheet, and the bonus 2. So he nice double haul for Trippier. Again, he is racking up the points in defence and is the most highest player with the most points in defence. So he is doing very well this season with Newcastle. Next we've got Anderson. Crystal Palace did manage to keep a clean sheet. So that was nice to see, despite them not keeping many clean sheets prior to this one. But yeah, Anderson got a nice 6-pointer from that one. Cancelo was the same. He got the clean sheet, which was also nice. So the defense paid off really well in terms of clean sheets and points. So yeah, 3 out of 3. Moving on to the midfield, not so much luck there. We got Zaha, who got the blank in the Crystal Palace game. He wasn't unfortunately a part of the goal that they scored. So yeah, he got a blank. Hopefully he can get a return next game. We got Martinelli, who got 8 points. This was very quick. He scored in very 5 minutes into the game, which was a very nice return for Martinelli. So he is still racking up the points, especially if you've had him for all this time. Saka, who got 4 points, he could have had so much more in that game. It was a bit unfortunate his injury set him back a bit, and then he obviously has to be taken off the pitch because of it and could no longer continue in that game. But yeah, he could have had much more than 4 points in that easily in that match where Arsenal won 5-0. Finally, we got Salah, who got 7 points and is my vice captain for game week 14. Yeah, with Salah, it was I'll say a bit fortunate that he did score in that game because he was in a central position when he did. But nonetheless, he did get a goal in the end of it, and it might have shocked a few people. But I kind of wish he was the captain in that case, just because he did score. Moving on to the front three, nothing much really happened there. We've got Tony, who obviously got a yellow card in the last few minutes of the game, which we all know has led to his postponement, which is why he's red flagged. But on top of that, he was my captaincy pick, which did not pay off at all with 2 points. The yellow card given the -1, which led to him only getting 1 point, and with the captain band over him, yeah, that equals to 2 points. Didn't pay off as much as I expected it to, but yeah, it was a bit of a underwhelming performance. Mitrovic, he got 1 point. Yellow card as well, I believe, from that game. Nothing much else for Mitrovic, but he did have a couple chances, but he didn't score. And finally, Haaland, who obviously didn't play in that for the Man City game, and he got 0. So Andreas will come on for Haaland, as we all know, and he'll get the 3 points. And that's pretty much my starting 11. On the team bench, we've got Ward, who got 3 points. Obviously, Andreas got 3, and Nico Williams got 1. And obviously, Fofana is injured, so he got 0 points. And at the end of the game week 14, it was a red arrow, a staggering red arrow. Set me back to the 1 million rank once again. I thought I was out of it when I was at 700k rank, but it seems to have crept behind me again and caught me off guard. So yeah, back in the 1 million struggle, and a total of 50 points for game week 14. So it was a very high average game week, especially if you had the Newcastle assets like Wilson and Almiron. But yeah, if you didn't, then it was probably a red arrow for you, like for me. But that is how my game week 14 week went.
Okay, so yeah, it was pretty much red arrows for both of us in game week 14. So yeah, let's move on to game week 15 and see how we're lining up for that week. So I'll bring up my team. So as you guys can see, this is what I'm currently looking like for game week 15. So yeah, let's discuss. So in goal, I am playing Guaita, who has a fixture against West Ham away, which could be decent. I mean, West Ham don't score as many goals this season, so maybe they can keep a clean sheet in that game. I don't think they will. I think West Ham will probably get a goal, but is hoping anyway Guaita can do it again. And then I've got a back four currently of Trent, Fabian Schär, Gurhi, and Cancelo. Trent has an away fixture to Tottenham, which I think Liverpool will concede in. So I'm not expecting a Trent Alexander-Arnold clean sheet. I do think he'll concede. And whether he gets an assist or an attack in return, we'll have to wait and see. But I think that is a tough game for Trent. Schär is currently flagged with I think he's got a hamstring injury with a 75% chance of playing. And as we will come on to my transfer plans, he's probably going to go out my team. So yeah, moving on to Gurhi, West Ham away, same as Guaita. Don't really be wanting to play double Palace defense, but I don't really have any other choice, as you can see from our bench with Doherty on there against Liverpool, who I don't really want to play. So Gurhi's probably automatic pick anyway in that sense. Cancelo has Fulham at home, which I believe is a nice fixture for Cancelo and Man City. So I'm happy to have Cancelo for that one. Moving to the midfield four, I've got Salah against Tottenham, which I think is... I'm going to keep Salah now until game week 16. I don't see any opportunity for me to take him out. So he stays, and hopefully he can get something against Tottenham. He won't be my captain, but you never know. Salah could score against Tottenham, and I'm hoping, obviously, as a Liverpool fan, that he can do the job, but it will be a tough game for Liverpool. Then, as you can see, I've also got Saka and Martinelli in there as well as a double Arsenal attack against Chelsea away. Obviously, Chelsea coming off the back of a 4-1 loss to Brighton as well. So maybe double Arsenal attack isn't the worst thing in the world. But yeah, they've got Chelsea away. Tough fixture for them. But the way Arsenal are playing right now, you never know. They could probably, hopefully, Martinelli can put something behind Chelsea in that game, and I'm hoping that he does. Saka was flagged, but he has made a quick recovery, and he looks like he will be fine for the game on the weekend against Chelsea. So very happy to see Saka back from injury, because he was potentially a transfer out for me. But now he's back. I think he's going to stay. I just have other things I need to do in my team. So hopefully Saka can perform in that one and get me some points. And then to complete the midfield is Zaha against West Ham. I do have triple Palace, which I'm not happy about, but that's the predicament I'm in. He plays West Ham. Hopefully he can get a goal in that game, an assist, anything, I'll take it. You know, he's on penalties, so maybe they can get a penalty or something like that in that game. Then up front, I've got Mitrovic, who plays Man City, and then Haaland, who plays against Mitrovic as well. So both my strikers playing against each other. For those that do follow us on Twitter, I did actually tweet out Haaland, a picture of Haaland, that now he's back in training. So it looks like Haaland will be fit for the game on the weekend against Fulham. So if that is the case, Haaland looks like he's going to stay in my team, and he's going to be my captain against Fulham. Obviously, we're going to wait and see in the deadline stream if we can hear any early team news surrounding Haaland, if he starts, whether he's benched. And that will dictate my transfers as well. But I'm assuming Haaland starts now, because I've seen training photos that he's going to play. So I'm going to take it as that he starts. So he's my captain, Haaland. But as you guys can see, let's move on to my my transfer plans for game week 15. So I've got 2 million in the bank. So I can pretty much do quite a few moves if I wanted to. And I only have one free transfer as well. So I was debating a lot of things. You know, at the end of game week 14, Saka was flagged as well. Luckily, that's cleared. Haaland is flagged currently, as you can see, but he should be fine. So that leaves me with only one flag, which is Fabian Schär. So I'm probably going to do a boring move, which I should have done weeks ago, but I just kept delaying it because I couldn't take a -8 or even a -4. But Trippier kept punishing me. So the transfer I'm going to make is quite a simple one, I think, which is Fabian Schär out of my team. So, yeah, Fabian Schär goes out. And in comes Kieran Trippier, who I should have had a long time ago, and he's been destroying my ranks ever since. But he will be coming in for my team, and he has a fixture against Southampton away, which is quite a nice fixture. So, yeah, Trippier's coming in for me, I'm pretty sure. That leaves me with 0.9 million in the bank. And yeah, that's all my transfers done. The other thing I could potentially do is take a -4. So if I hear Haaland isn't starting for whatever reason, we hear early team news, I could take a -4 to remove Haaland for an Alvarez or someone like that. I have also contemplated taking out Zaha for Foden, but with the news that Foden We heard, we saw the game in against Sevilla, was it, in the Champions League? Foden actually played 90 minutes. So if that is a worry now, whether Foden will be benched again. So that's why I'm not too keen on bringing Foden in. So I'm probably going to just do the one transfer, Fabian Schär to Trippier, and go into game week 16 with one free transfer. So that is what I'm looking like for game week 15, guys. Playing a 4-4-2. Also, captain is Haaland if he starts. No doubt about it. Very nice fixture against Fulham at home. And other than that, on my bench, not got a great bench. I've got Andreas, Doherty, and Greenwood. So I need these players to kind of perform for me. But yeah, that is my game week 15 team, guys. Let's move on to your team, Jordan, for game week 15. Talk us through how you're lining up and your transfer plans.
Okay, so let's start off with goalkeeper, which is Raya, who's got Nottingham Forest away. Now, you can probably say that Brentford can keep a clean sheet against Nottingham Forest, coming for a 5-0 defeat against Arsenal, and are technically the worst performing club in the Premier League so far. So I have confidence that Raya can keep Nottingham Forest at bay and hopefully hold a clean sheet for Brentford as well. So that will be an interesting one. It's a bit unfortunate that Tony got suspended because that would have been a perfect fixture for him as well. Moving on to the defence, I am obviously going with a back three, as I have been going with for the past few game weeks. So we have Trippier, who's got Southampton away. He can easily get another nice haul, I think, Trippier in that game. Can maybe see an assist, clean sheet, and obviously a bonus of some sort because he seems to be automatically granted a bonus despite Newcastle keeping a clean sheet. Nonetheless, he will certainly get some nice bonus points on top of that. Next, we've got Anderson. He's got West Ham away. I'm not expected for this fixture for Crystal Palace to be a clean sheet, nor do I see it for West Ham, just because of it's a high scoring fixture. Like in the previous season, I think the scoreline was 4-3 to West Ham, and it was basically an end-to-end game. So, don't know what it would be like this year in this season, but yeah, I'm not expecting a clean sheet for Anderson. Maybe an attack and return. I'm hoping for. Next, we've got Cancelo, who's got Fulham at home. That should be a nice, comfortable one for Man City because of the home fixture and Fulham. I imagine Man City can keep Fulham at bay and potentially be defensively strong and not let any goals slide behind them. So I could probably see a clean sheet from Cancelo. I'm hoping for an assist from Cancelo because it has been a while since he has got an attack in return as well, which is a bit surprising for him. But moving on to the midfield, I have 5 midfielders. We've got Zaha, who's got West Ham away. Again, I've mentioned this before, high scoring fixture, so I'm glad to hold on to Zaha for this one just to see what happens. I can imagine a goal or something for him. I mean, I'll be very surprised if not, but we'll see what happens. Next, we've got Martinelli and Saka, who both have Chelsea away. It is a relief that Saka is back in training, as we've spoken about, as it just removes a flag from my team, which potentially meant taking a -4 for Saka to bring in someone else. But because he's back in training, it's good news that he will feature probably in the Chelsea away fixture. So that's happy days for the double Arsenal attack there. Next, we've got Salah, who's got Tottenham away. As much as we've been trying to get rid of Salah in our teams, it's inevitably led to the fact that we have to hold on to him until, obviously, until the World Cup appears. But you never know from Salah. This could be a good fixture for Liverpool. I mean, they had a nice game in the Champions League where Salah did score and he looked pretty good on form. It just depends on where he's playing in that Tottenham fixture. We just don't know. I mean, we did hear Son is injured as well, has to undergo surgery. So maybe that's good for Liverpool and Salah, and potentially maybe a morale boost that Son isn't going to play in that game, but we'll see. And finally, we've got Andreas, who's got Man City away. Not particularly the player I want to be starting in my 11, just because of that fixture. I don't think Andreas can get much in that, but he has been on good form, and I wouldn't put it past him if he does get an assist or something from that game. But ideally, I would want someone else. So that's my midfield. We'll move on to the front two, which are it's basically Mitrovic versus Haaland. So Mitrovic has Man City away, which I wouldn't be surprised if Mitrovic does score in this fixture. He has done it before in against Liverpool and Arsenal, so this could be one of those games where it surprises everyone because he has been transferred out a lot, Mitrovic, just because of that fixture. But his form has been relentless with 9 goals so far, so I wouldn't be surprised if he does get one behind Man City. On the other hand, we've got Haaland, who's got Fulham at home, and it's nice to see him back in training, as Huss mentioned earlier. So he could potentially be a hold and not get rid of Haaland just because of he's in training. He potentially might play Fulham, which is a home fixture, and he probably has the best fixture that I have in my team as well. So he's definitely a captain pick, just for that reason. But it will come down to the last few minutes to see if it is 100% sure that he is going to feature in that fixture. So that is my starting 11 for game week 15. I'll just mention my team bench. It isn't much, if I'm honest, but I'll go through it anyway. We've got Ward, who's got Everton away. Nico Williams has got Brentford at home. And the two red flags, Tony, who's got Nottingham Forest away, he won't be playing in that game, obviously, because of picking up that yellow card. He is now ruled out of playing against Nottingham Forest, so he is a one-match ban. We've spoken about Fofana, obviously he's out injured. He won't be back until late December, so he won't be playing against Arsenal at home. And yeah, that's basically my players on the team and the starting 11. So my team value is 101.0, and I got 2 million in the bank with one free transfer to make. So let me just discuss my transfer plans, which this could change up to the deadline stream, but I've gone with this just because of the scenario it's playing at the moment. Now, I am going to make 2 transfers, so this will require a -4 because I only have 1 free transfer, but this is what I have so far. So Andreas is gone, and so is Haaland.
Haaland out.
This is only in the scenario if Haaland doesn't play.
Okay.
Let me just make that clear to everyone. This is only if Haaland doesn't play. But if in doubt he doesn't, this is who I will be replacing Andreas and Haaland with. So we'll start off with Bowen, who is the replacement for Andreas. And he's got Crystal Palace at home. This might become a shock to many people that have brought Bowen in. But it's even more of a shock that he has a captain man over him as well. There is a reason for that. I do like the fixture that West Ham have, because after Crystal Palace, he obviously has Leicester at home. So it's 2 home fixtures for Bowen. I know he hasn't been on the greatest of forms in terms of scoring goals, but he is still a threat to score goals. It basically like in the Man United game, he could have potentially scored 2 goals at least, but De Gea obviously saved them. So I'm not ruling out Bowen completely. I know a lot of people will, just because he hasn't been that great this season with 2 returns, but I do think he's going to have an explosive game against Crystal Palace at home, and hence why he's got the captain band over him, but also because he's differential. Only, I think, less than 5% of people own Bowen, so even if he does score at least 1 goal or gets 1 assist, it's still a huge boost to the rank. And considering my rank is 1 million, I do want to pull off something that no one has really thought about, just so I can climb the ranks and be above 1 million before, obviously, the World Cup comes around the corner. So that is my reasons for captaining Bowen. If people are wondering why.
And also you got Darwin, I see.
And yes, Darwin is the second transfer that I've made in replace to Haaland. Darwin is probably another interesting one. People would not even dare go near because obviously it's Liverpool, and we've mentioned before why you don't bring in Liverpool assets, because Liverpool are not the team they were originally. But with Darwin's form, I mean, he didn't play much minutes in the Champions League game. He only came on for a few, and he did score as well in those few minutes. So I am going on the fact that he is rested and potentially will play both game weeks that are left. And obviously, when we start Darwin, he is a major threat, as we've seen. He's like Luis Diaz 2.0. He's just unstoppable when he's on the football pitch. He changes the aspect of Liverpool when he is playing. He just gives a whole morale boost.
I had a question for you as well. So let's assume Haaland is fit and we get the news that he's going to start. How much would your moves change? Like, what would you actually do if we go back to your team? Would you take out Haaland still? Obviously, I'm assuming you're not going to do that. Could you do Andreas to Bowen? I don't think you can, could you?
No, I only have 7.1 million if I take out Andreas. So
All right.
I'll be 1 million short for
All right.
Bowen.
Let's say for a sec, Haaland's fit. How does that change your plans? What do you do with the 1 free transfer?
Okay, so let's say if Haaland is fit and I have 1 free transfer, obviously, I will take out Salah for Bowen instead if Haaland is fit
Salah
for
for
that game.
Bowen.
Yes.
Have you considered potentially taking out Tony for someone? Could you not do Tony to Darwin, and then play and bench Andreas and play 3 up top?
I could do that. Yeah, I could go Tony to Darwin. I'm still deciding what the move is, but as of now, it is Haaland out for Darwin and Andreas out for Bowen.
Bowen, okay.
Obviously, that move will change because this was before we knew that Haaland was back in training, for one thing, and Saka is also back in training and it's not flagged anymore. So the team is constantly changing in terms of decision making because of obviously what players are doing and how they're coping. But yeah, the plan for the team could easily change tomorrow in a few hours. But if I was to say that Haaland is fit and is going to start, then I'll probably just make 1 free transfer, and that would be possibly for either Salah out and bring in Bowen. I quite like Bowen. I don't know why. It's a gut feeling that Bowen will do well in that fixture against Crystal Palace at home. But yeah, that is what I'm rolling with currently.
Fair enough. Okay. So that is Jordan's transfer plans for game week 15. It is a later deadline, isn't it? This week. I'm just seeing very quickly. So the deadline's on a 1:30 on the Saturday. So hopefully we do hear some early team news that day, but we'll see. But yeah, do join us for the deadline stream on Saturday, guys, at 12:30. But I'm gonna read a few comments out. I've got a few people in the chat. FPL Josh, Oscar says hi. Shout out to him. Genius Gamer as well. Hey, hope you're well. Evening to Barnsey. And then also got a comment from Michael. Thoughts on Saka? My thoughts on Saka. I think he's probably a hold now. If he was flagged, I probably would have took him out. But now that he's fine, I'll probably just keep him and play him against Chelsea. I think he should be fine against Chelsea. And if that's the case, I'd be happy to hold him personally. If you want Foden, I mean, there was that scenario where Foden could have been a good move, but the problem is Foden played 90 minutes in the Champions League last night, so there is that slight worry that Foden could get rested again. So I'd just keep Saka at this rate, personally. I think this one's for you, Jordan, from Damien Mason. Why don't you do Zaha to Bowen? Better fixtures. Because you could do that
Uh,
instead of Salah out.
I'm slowly going on form as well. I know I'm going not with fixtures as well, but as I mentioned before, Crystal Palace and West Ham, high scoring fixture for both teams.
Hmm.
Zaha could easily score in that one, as well as Bowen, which is why I want to obviously bring Bowen in, but hold Zaha at the same time.
Yeah.
I know the fixtures are better for Bowen, obviously, but I still want to hang on to Zaha because I still think there is something left in the tank for him. And whereas, like Salah, for example, I'm not too keen on that fixture, but with West Ham and Crystal Palace, I do think that would be a good end-to-end game.
Okay. Got a comment from Miles. My captain is Wilson. The vice captain is Haaland. Interesting. Go Wilson. I think Wilson does have a nice fixture as well, coming off the 19 point haul as well. But for me, if I know Haaland is fit, he's definitely going to be my captain. But Wilson is a nice pick for sure this week. Play Mitrovic or White. Uh, who do Arsenal? I'll play Mitrovic. I think you got to play the attacking player. And Mitrovic has proven that he can score even against the bigger teams like Liverpool and Arsenal. So I'd play Mitrovic. You never know. He's on penalties as well. So yeah, Haaland spotted in training. Yep, Haaland is in training, which does change quite a lot because if he was injured, then I think a lot of us would have planned to take Haaland out in terms of looking to bring in a Darwin potentially or a Callum Wilson or even a DCL, the other striking options. But I'm quite happy that Haaland is actually fit. And if he starts, then he's definitely my captain. More fires to fight than Zaha. At least he has a couple of decent fixtures for the World Cup. Yeah, that's also true. Zaha does have some nice fixtures, especially in Gameweek 16. I think he has Nottingham Forest. Yeah, so Zaha
Yeah,
has Nottingham Forest.
I forgot to mention that as well. He has Nottingham Forest, is why I'm holding on to Zaha as well, because Nottingham Forest have been not great this season.
Mm. Yeah, that is true. But yeah, guys, let us know what your transfer plans are as well. And also, if you haven't already, please do like the stream and also subscribe to our channel if you are new. Um, but yeah, all your likes are appreciated, guys, as always. Anything else we need to discuss heading into or Game Week 15? Anything else that we've missed out, or because there was a lot
Um,
of flags. The talking points were the injuries, but now it looks like there's Saka and Haaland have cleared up, and they should be fine. So got Barnsley, Saka almost certain to play, Haaland about 60% chance in his opinion.
yeah, it's probably going to come down to the last hour to know what if Haaland's going to start or be benched or whatever Pep has planned for him.
Yeah, I mean, we are going to be streaming on Saturday, so do tune in for that deadline stream. I'm sure it's going to be a good one. And yeah, we will discuss everything there and our transfer plans because they probably will change again tomorrow,
Yes,
depending on news.
constantly changing by the hour, literally. Like Haaland training, Saka training, not flagged anymore.
Yep.
The past few days have been, well, it's been great because the flags disappeared and it's not required for many to take a -4 now. We could potentially get away with one free transfer.
Yep. Barnsley, I made my transfer on Sunday. Tony to Wilson made most sense. Yeah, I think that move looks good. Still worried about not having Almiron. Yeah, Almiron's been on fire, and they got Southampton next, so he could definitely keep it up. Will be surprising if he does, but the way he's going right now, you never know. He can probably get another double-digit return. I am bringing in Trossard and Wilson this week. Yeah, now two good moves. I like those moves as well. Bench Mount and Saliba. I'd play Mount. I'd probably look to play Mount, even though he's got Arsenal. Or I'd look to transfer him out potentially, if, maybe for a Trossard or a even a Rashford at Manchester United, who's got a decent fixture. So I'd probably get rid of Mount for one of those players.
Yeah. Also, Rashford is, well, he's been rested because Man United are playing tonight, but he was on the bench, so he is definitely ready to go for the
Is he
Premier
on the
League.
bench? I think I saw somewhere that he wasn't even on the bench. I don't know how true that is. I'm just going to double check right now.
I think he's on the bench.
Oh. Yeah, he is. So he came on actually in the 60th minute.
Yeah.
So he came on and played half an hour. So assuming everything goes fine there, I mean, Rashford could be a good pick as well for game week 15 and 16. But yeah. Trossard's a weird one. Can't see him scoring against Wolves, but I'll let you know as going to the game. Well,
Yeah.
what do you reckon, Jordan?
Well, yeah, as we mentioned before, we've had Trossard. He's be the troll, in other words, just because when we do have him, he doesn't score, but when we don't have him, he does score. So he's one of those players that if you don't own him, he's most likely going to score, but if you do, then he will not.
Yeah.
But he is a weird one. I do agree, Barnsley, with that. But at the same time, he is a player that can surprise a lot of people. So I would probably want him in my team if I could, but I would probably want to hold him if he doesn't score against Wolves.
No, I like Trossard. I think he's a good pick for the next 2 weeks. Even though he has been a bit of a troll this season. Genius Gamer, which team do you guys support? Well, I'm a Liverpool fan, as you guys know, probably. Barnsley also says this is a time to us to hype up your new Liverpool channel. Yeah, so this kind of segues into it. So yeah, I do support Liverpool. I do actually have another second YouTube channel for those that like that type of content, that want to speak, see me speaking about Liverpool and football in general. So if you do enjoy that sort of stuff, do check me out on Let's Talk LFC, or where I talk about match reviews, match previews, all that good stuff. So do check me out. So yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan, and Jordan is a United fan, unfortunately. Yeah. But yeah, Man United and Liverpool basically. Who do you support, Genius Gamer? Let us know. But yeah, guys, do check out my new channel as well. It's just a Liverpool related channel, but it's all for all football fans. I'm going to be having guests on for all teams basically, so it should be good. Let's Talk LFC. I'll probably put a link in the bio as well, for those that want to sub. But yeah, that is it probably for today for the team selection video. This has been the team selection for game week 15. Yeah, this is probably true actually. In some ways, might be more unfortunate to be a Liverpool fan right now. Yeah, it's not a good time right now, but yeah, hopefully we can turn it around. But yeah, I'm gonna take this off the screen. And yeah, guys, just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has watched. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. And yeah, drop a like on the video if you can. It always helps us out with the algorithm and everything like that. And yeah, we're back on Saturday, is it? Yeah.
Yep.
Saturday at 12:30. So for the deadline stream, later deadline stream than usual, should be good. Do check us out for that one and make sure you're subbed. Also, quick plug on our Twitter. I know people don't follow us on there. So everyone that is watching, if you do want to follow us on Twitter, the FPL Duo is our Twitter handle. And yeah, that's it from us. And yeah, see you guys for the deadline stream on Saturday. And have a good rest of the week, guys. And see you soon.
Yeah, take care, guys. See you Saturday for the deadline stream.
Peace.